right, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we are back for a brand new edition of Union Pine Sports Time. My name is Justin Blackburn, voice of Viking football. As always, here with me, head coach Matt Quinn. Coach, coming off of a big win last week, and your team, took a lot of time, had a big break there with Hurricane Florence and whatnot. So what does it feel like coming off of such a good week of football?
It's awesome to come back and try to, get into a normal routine, get to play a game, come out with a big win, and obviously honor the life of Samantha Davis with that big win. So we were really excited to do that for her and her family. And now it's back to the routine, back to getting ready for the next opponent. And you celebrate on Friday night, and then on Saturday morning you start breaking down film and getting ready for the next one.
That's right, Coach. And so last week your Vikings were in action. It was originally supposed to be a bye week, but with the weather and Hurricane Florence and whatnot, we were able to get a matchup with the East Chapel Hill Wildcats, and your Vikings took a 42-19 win. Really good game for the Vikings there. First half was a little slow going.
Yeah, it was. It was a little slow in the first half. It's kind of like starting the season all the way over with the 1 month break there.
That's right.
So it was a little sloppy in the first half. I will say the defense in the first half, in the first quarter especially, played tough. Gave up very, very little. Then the offense finally started clicking, started getting things back together in the second half, and put up some points. And we were excited to just kind of get back in the groove, especially in the second half of doing what we do and playing Viking football.
Absolutely, Coach. And so after that short recap, we're going to go ahead and jump into our players of the week. And Coach, up first, we have the Texas Roadhouse Defensive Player of the Week. Who we got?
Texas Roadhouse Defensive Player of the Week, number 18, David Stem.
David Stem.
David Stem had 5.5 tackles, 3 sacks, a fumble recovery that he actually took to the house. So David had a great night. He's very consistent with his play, and he always tough to block, but just Friday night was something special about watching him play, and he got after it.
Absolutely he did. So there you go, Texas Roadhouse Defensive Player of the Week, number 18, David Stem. And that's going to take us into our Outback Offensive Player of the Week, Coach.
Outback Offensive Player of the Week. This week we're going to show some love to the offensive line, and especially our center, Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace is our Offensive Player of the Week. He had to step in due to some injuries. He's played here and there, but this was his first full game starting. Perfect snaps, which you always want when you're in the gun from a center. So we were really, really excited with Ben's play. Played tough up front, helped with some double teams, perfect snaps, a high grade out. So Ben Wallace is our Outback Offensive Player of the Week.
I believe that's number 53 for you, Coach.
50.
Number 50. Number 50, Ben Wallace there, Offensive Player of the Week. And, shout out to that offensive line, too, especially coming up in the second half of that game. They gave Tyreek a good little push there. Got him some good chunks of yards, a couple of big plays there, but they all came around. I was really glad to see that offensive line unit come together. And so now we're going to go into our special teams player of the game. This is going to be sponsored by Timeout Sports Grill. So, Coach, special teams.
Special teams, Timeout Sports Grill, player of the week, Josh Eberhardt. Josh Eberhardt, we pulled him up from the JV because he had been hitting people and getting down the field on kickoff on the JV and just doing everything he could to make tackles. So Josh Eberhardt will be our Timeout Special Teams Player of the Week because he gets down the field as hard as he can. He wants to help in whatever capacity that he's given, and he laid the wood on some kickoffs last week.
For sure. So that's special teams. So we've got your offensive, your defensive, and your special teams Player of the Weeks there. Each of those sponsored by Texas Roadhouse, Outback Steakhouse, and Timeout Sports Grill. And, Coach, I believe it's time to get to some highlights.
Yeah, let's get to the highlights.
All right. And so, Coach, coming back from the highlights, the Vikings this week, they're going to be entering into their conference play. And ladies and gentlemen, this week is homecoming week at Union Pines. And this Friday night, Will Hoyt Stadium, 7 o'clock, the Vikings will be in action against the Southern League Cavaliers. This opens up their conference play. And so, Coach, what are we looking forward to as far as this matchup?
You know, it's homecoming week. It's an exciting week. There's a lot of things going on, which can be good. It can be bad. It can be a distraction. Yeah. But I've encouraged our team and our players to enjoy homecoming week, do the dress-up days, have school spirit. But at 3:45, it's time to focus on the game. And so far this week at practice, they've done a great job of doing that. So we're really excited to have a conference game at home. Homecoming, there's a lot of things going on that we're excited about, and a very good opponent of Southern League coming in here. Last year it was a dogfight to the very end, and we expect the exact same thing. Two very good teams in a very, very good conference, in my opinion, going at it on Friday night. There's nothing more you can ask for. It's Friday Night Lights. This is what we do it for.
That's right.
We do it for conference, and
right.
I'm so excited. I'm so fired up to play this game, and our kids are the same way, and we're just ready to get out to practice and put in some more work, and then get to Friday night and try to eliminate some mistakes, some penalties like we had last week. But we're expecting a very, very tough ball game and hope for the best.
That's right. And, Coach, like you alluded to there a little bit, it's the same, but then again, it's not the same when you enter into conference play.
Yeah.
These games, the out-of-conference matchups and stuff, they've been great for preparing your kids and getting them ready for football and stuff. But it's a little something extra when you know that, this is conference.
It's different.
You're working for like a conference title maybe, something like that.
It's a different feel. It's a different mindset. It's a different mentality. I mean, you look at it from high school to college to pros. When you're playing a conference opponent, it's a different type of game.
It's a different
type of intensity.
Yeah.
I mean, everything is different. We just got to make sure that we stay focused, don't get caught up in the hype, don't get caught up in the homecoming hype and the conference game hype and all that stuff, but we have to stay focused and put our best product on the field on Friday night.
That's right. Play that Viking football.
That's right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, your Vikings are in action this Friday night, Will Hoyt Stadium, 7 o'clock, and they'll be up against the Southern League Cavaliers. This is the opening of conference play. And, Coach, I think that pretty much covers everything for this episode. As always, we'd like to give a shout-out to everyone here at Union Pines, our administration that keeps us, supported, and all this Viking family. Last week, Coach, I think it was a great testament, the game that you dedicated to the life of Samantha, all the fans that came out, everyone here on the staff, all the kids here at school, man. It was really something It was comforting.
It was.
For a tough week that we had last week, it was really comforting to see everyone pull together. And
it was a true family atmosphere Friday night, and it was an emotional night, but it was fun. To pull together as a team, as a family, not just a football team, but everybody that wears Viking blue, pull them together, and it was awesome to see.
That's right, Coach. And as always, we'd like to give a shout out to Timeout Sports Grill that sponsors us with these efforts. And then, Coach, let's see, Timeouts for Cancer, are we still doing that?
Touchdowns for Cancer finished up.
That's right.
Finished up this week. We ended up with getting $83 per touchdown. The overall total wasn't what we wanted, obviously, because of Florence eliminating two games. We missed 2 games of action. But overall, to raise $83 per touchdown, and we had 8 touchdowns in those 2 games that did count for it. So we were excited about that, and obviously, Mother Nature stopped us from getting some more money, but it is what it is, and we were happy with the results for touchdowns against cancer. For sure, just wanted to throw a little blurb in there for that because I knew we had it a couple of weeks ago, but hadn't talked about it much. But so there you go, your touchdowns for cancer, and ladies and gentlemen, I think that brings us to the conclusion of this episode of Union Pine Sports Time. Coach, you got anything else? I would like to mention one of our sponsors, Buffalo Wild Wings, Mr. Jim Christie over at Buffalo Wild Wings. He's the manager that sets us up and hooks us up with the VIP tent and the wings and the banner and all the things that Buffalo Wild Wings does for us. He's been diagnosed with leukemia. He's going through a tough time. His family, obviously, a lot of cost and a lot of things that they're having to deal with right now. Buffalo Wild Wings on Wednesday night is having a fundraiser, and all the proceeds go toward him. There's some specials going on. There's some raffles going on. that all directly benefit him and his family through this fight. And we just want Jim and his family to know that you're a part of the Viking family. You're a huge supporter. We'll do everything we can. We got your back, and we encourage you to keep fighting, and our thoughts and prayers are with you. So after the homecoming parade,
that's right, homecoming parade tomorrow night,
run on over to Buffalo Wild Wings and get you some wings and enjoy your time and give back to Mr. Christie and his family.
That's right. And so, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, Wednesday, that'll be October 3rd. Make sure you do go out and support the Buffalo Wild Wings effort there. As Coach alluded to, they've got some raffles, they've got some specials going on, and a lot of the proceeds there are going to be going to help out that family. So, Coach, that brings us here to the end.
That's it.
What do we got to say?
Thank you. Go Vikings.
Go Vikes.
Thank you for watching Union Pine Sports Time.